Thanks for the good attendance. I did not expected that today. I can see 28 members.
Very nice, sir. Myself also.
What?
Myself also, Srinivas, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, students. And in the blocks section, 2 blocks are related to inventory entry questions. Okay. And out of these 2 blocks, some questions are repeated. It's fine if repeated, no issue. You'll read one more time. That's what I believe. This is one thing. This is fresher entry questions. Inventory, you see here, inventory fresh entry questions. And this is also inventory entry questions. There are 2 articles are there, 2 blog articles are there on the inventory entry questions. Okay. Please read both of them. Please read both of them. Okay. Please acknowledge my team. Okay.
Sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
It's not loaded. Everyone, please mark your attendance. I can see 30 count now. Okay, yesterday we completed with the physical counting. And today, the last concept left in the inventory is cycle counting. Okay. We will finish that cycle counting. Now, the difference between physical counting and cycle counting is, in case of physical counting, we are counting all the items under that sub inventory. We are counting all the items. But in case of cycle counting, we are going to classify the items. Which items are out of all those items? Which items are important items? Which items are less important items? The more important items we can count very frequently. We can count daily, or we can count weekly, or we can count monthly. Less important items we can count a quarterly basis. Okay. Suppose if you take Gold Shop example, they count their stock daily. They close the store by 8:30, and from 8:30 to 9:30, they're gonna count their stock. Daily they will count all the stock? No. Most costly item they will count, right? Most costliest item they count every day. And out of the classification, after identifying important items, the important items we can schedule to count daily, and medium important items either weekly or monthly. Okay. And low important items we can count monthly or quarterly. Okay. So here, in case of cycle counting, we are classifying the items, but in physical counting, we are not classifying. We are counting all the items. At a time, we are counting all the items. And the physical counting will be done once or twice in a year. That's it. It's not a frequent counting. It is done once or twice in a year. But cycle counting is a frequent counting. And you can also schedule also. As I mentioned here, important items you can schedule to count on daily basis. And medium important items you can schedule to count on weekly basis. And less important items you can schedule to count on monthly or quarterly. It's up to the frequency or wish. The frequency is your wish. You can select the frequency. So for the classification, 8th. When is your batch started? What's the batch start date, team?
5th June.
15th May, 15th
June.
15th June. Huh?
5th June, sir.
15th
9th June నుంచి
3rd June, sir. 3rd June
third June
demo class is there, sir.
It's a 3rd June.
5th June.
third June, third.
Okay, demo is 3rd June. Okay, from 5th onwards, class is started. Huh? That means we completed 1 month. We are not procurement or order management. Those two modules again 1 month. Portion is used to. Okay. So in case of cycle counting, first of all, we have to do ABC analysis. During the ABC analysis, we are gonna classify our items. Okay, which item is important item? Okay, that we do during ABC analysis. Step number 1 is okay. Let's do it straight away in the system, and parallelly, I will explain you. I'm getting into the business user. And from the setup and maintenance, we have to perform ABC analysis. And we are on the inventory, so you have to navigate to the inventory area. Go to the inventory area, and if you search here, if you search with ABC, you can find all the configurations related to ABC analysis. First setup is ABC classification sets. Step number 1. ABC classification sets. And then step number 2 is define classes. And step number 3 is assign items to the class. This is step number 3. After we done with the ABC analysis, we start with the cycle counting. Okay. Here we start with the cycle count. So first we'll do with the ABC analysis. This ABC analysis is done by whom? Warehouse manager. Because who has access to the setup and maintenance? Warehouse manager is having the access, and warehouse manager is able to perform these setups from the setup and maintenance here. Okay. ABC classification sets. If I click on that, I'm selecting the organization, and I'm clicking on the new button. I'm creating new. Enter the name 53K items classification. Items classification. You want to count entire organization, nothing but all the sub inventories, or you want to count a specific sub inventory. You want to count a specific sub inventory. If you want to count a specific sub inventory, select that sub inventory. Okay. But I'm planning to count all the, or let's go with just one sub inventory only. I'm going to count one sub inventory. Because in the physical counting, we selected all the organizations, nothing but all the sub inventories. So here I'm selecting specific sub inventory. Okay. Now to classify the items, what is your criteria? You want to classify the items based on the item cost, whichever the item is having more cost. Whichever the item is having more cost, that item is important item. Based on the item cost, or based on the total value of that item, total value, nothing but on hand current stock multiplied by cost. Current stock multiplied by cost. Understood? On hand value is nothing but, in case of cost, it's only cost. Which item is having highest cost, it's an important item. But in case of on hand value, quantity multiplied by cost. Suppose if you take laptop cost is 25,000, you define in the system. 10 laptops are there. That means how much stock is available in the application?
2.5
2
lakhs.
lakh 50,000.
Yeah, that's on-hand value. Whichever the item is having more on-hand value, that item is an important item. Okay. And this is on-hand quantity. This is on-hand quantity. If any item is having more on-hand, that item I am considering as an important item. Okay. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Compilation criteria. Okay, what is the criteria of identifying which item is important and which item is less important? What is your criteria? Okay. Shall we go with the item cost? No, we cannot, because for our items, did we define cost?
No.
We didn't. We are not defined cost for our items. That's why we are not able to go with the item cost. Can we go with the on-hand value? No, because on-hand value is nothing but current on-hand multiplied by item cost. It is also not possible because we don't have item cost. So we'll go with the on-hand quantity. We'll go with the on-hand quantity. Okay, but process is same. Process is same. Okay, I'm selecting the criteria as current on-hand quantity. And how many sub-inventories we are planning to count? Only one sub-inventory. Okay. Or you want to count all the sub-inventories, select org. Content scope, select as ordination. I'm selecting org only. Click on the submit button. Now system is going to run a program. Okay, you see the program ID. Schedule process. This is a program automatically submitted and which is completed also. Succeeded, nothing but completed. And this is a program ID. And this is the start time when the program is started and when the program is ended. Okay. It has not taken even 1 minute time also to complete this program. Okay. Now, if I click on the search button again, you observe the status. If I refresh the screen again, the status changed to complete. And if I click on this button, I can see all the items on hand. All the items on hand I can see. Okay. Click on view ABC classification sets. Here you can see under the ordination, under the Hyderabad ordination, all these are the items that are available. And this is their current quantity. And this is cumulative. Cumulative in the sense 3050 plus 600, which is nothing but 3650. 3650 plus 200, 3850. 3850 plus this item is 0, quantity.
Yes, sir. Serial.
This is a serial item. Okay, so this is 0 and no quantity available here for these items. And for this, 8 quantities there. So what is the total on hand? 3858. Okay. And this is quantity information. But this is value. This is value. Currently, value is 0. Why value is 0?
No cost.
There is no price.
There is no cost, not price, cost. Price is different, cost is different. Cost is nothing but the cost to the company. Price is the selling price to the customer. Price contains profit also. Price contains profit also, but cost to the company, it contains profit. No. Okay. Now what warehouse manager is going to do is, after looking at this report, the warehouse manager is going to identify how many classes he required. How many classes? Class A is nothing but important items. All important items I'll keep under class A. Class B, medium important. Class C, low important. And the class D, cheap items. Class E, very cheap items. Now, by looking at this report, warehouse manager is going to identify how many classes he want. He want A class, B class, C class, D class, E class, G class, H class. How many classes he want? Okay. That's warehouse manager is going to decide. Physical counting and cycle counting, we don't do it in real time. It is done by who has to count their stock. They has to count. IT team is going to count? No. IT team is not going to count. We just provide the training to the business users. They do the physical counting, they do the cycle counting, and minimax planning also they will do it. We don't do. But we have to provide training them. And if they required, we need to help them in setting up the configurations. Now I'm taking a screenshot of this report. This is actually a report. In this report, what's my plan is, any item more than 200, I would like to keep under class A. More than 200. Okay, what is the condition for class A items? Any item more than 200, I would like to keep under class A. Okay, less than 200, I want to keep under class B. I'm going to create only 2 classes. Okay. And if you want, you can create more classes also. Now the next step is define the classes. According to this report, you need how many classes? That classes has to be created in the application. Main is ABC classes. And click on the new button. And if the class is already there, you need not to create. Suppose if you create class once, then next time you need not to create. I'm creating now, next time need not to create this. Okay. This is the criteria, right? In the description, I'm entering the criteria. More than 200, below 200. Okay, clear? Like this, how many classes we can create? Like this, how many classes we can create?
Any number of classes.
Till Z.
Yes.
Number of classes we can create.
Till Z we can create. That means how many classes? 26 classes we can create.
Okay.
A, B, C, D till Z we can create. Okay. That's actually a maximum number. Nobody create more than 5 to 6 in the projects in real time. Okay, this is step number 2. Under our organization, we created 2 classes. How we came to know we need 2 classes? Because by looking at the report, I feel that 2 classes are okay. Okay, that's why I created 2 classes. Who will do this activity? Warehouse manager. Next, what is step number 3? What is step number 3? Assign items to the classes. That is step number 3. Step number 1 is, first of all, select the scope. You want to count entire organization or specific sub inventory. What is your compilation criteria? Scope. Okay. After that, what is your compilation? What is your criteria of identifying the items based on the stock value, or based on the quantity, or based on the item cost? Okay. What's the criteria that we are selecting? After this, based on the report, we are creating the classes. This is based on the report. Based on report, create a classes. After creating the classes, we have to assign the items to the classes, right? Now to the A class, I should assign these 2 items. To the B class, I have to assign remaining items. That is step number 3. Okay. Clear?
Yes.
Next is
Sir.
assignment group. Assignment group. I'm creating an assignment group here. or let me name like this for your understanding, item assignment group. Okay. Now select the step number 1. This is step number 1. Okay. And we created how many classes? 2 classes. You want to use all the 2 classes here? Select that. If you want to use all the 2 classes, select it. And you need not to use all the defined classes. Suppose you have defined 10 classes, but you want to use 3 classes, just select 3 classes only here, okay? Save it. After that, perform the assignment. Save it. After that, perform the assignment. Click on perform ABC assignment. Now you see class A and class B. Now we have to assign items to the class A. We have to assign items to the class B. How we can do? It's based on this sequence. You see the sequence, right? It's important. For assigning the items to the classes, the sequence is important. So here for class A, I'm going to assign sequence number 2. I'm going to assign sequence number 2. So if I assign sequence number 2, then automatically the 2 and 1, these 2 get assigned to class A. Understood?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, suppose if I enter 3 here, 3 to 1 get assigned to class A. Okay, I'm putting 2 here. Now the remaining automatically, you see here system has taken 8 here. That means the system will assign from sequence number 8 to remaining whatever items are there, all of them to class B. Clear?
Yes, sir.
No confusions, right?
Yes, sir.
This is ABC analysis. This is ABC analysis. So now what is our agenda of ABC analysis? ABC analysis agenda is classifying the items into class A, class B, nothing but class A is important items, class B is less important items. So we have done that classification and we are able to assign our items to those classes. That is the agenda. Now click on the submit button.
Just small doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please go in that previous screen?
Okay.
The one which percentage it was showing, sir, in that screen.
I mean, full items are covered or not in all the classes or not, that's it. That will be auto-populated.
The other screen, sir, the percentage it was showing sequence number 2 and 8. That's
This is a screen only, sir.
so, sir. I mean, class B item percentage showing 100, so it will take all the items, sir. When class
No,
A,
it's not like that. Don't assume like that. Here 100% coverage is done all against all the classes. That's the meaning.
okay.
Okay.
100% coverage in the sense all the 8 items has been added in that
Yes,
report. That
correct.
means
Correct.
that, right? And here
Yeah.
only 25% items have been added for class A, right?
Yeah, for class A 25%.
Okay.
This is rest is added under class B, and
Okay.
it is total coverage is 100%,
Okay,
including
got
both
it.
the classes. That's the
Okay.
meaning.
So we can call it as class A is nothing but subset of class B, as per this.
Sir, better don't think too much, sir. Okay. For unnecessary things, if you think too much, what will happen is unnecessary confusion, sir. That's why some things I'm not going to explain you intentionally.
Okay. Okay.
I don't want to unnecessarily create a confusion. in your brains. That's why did I talk about this percentage matter? I didn't. I don't want to create any confusion. That's why I didn't. It's not required to observe also. Only thing is you are assigning the sequence properly or not. That is enough.
Okay, okay.
Now in the future, you can also update. Suppose you want to update the sequence, nothing but not just 2 items. You want to assign 4 items to class A. You can come back and you can update here. Okay, update ABC assignment. Now we are done with the 3 steps. These 3 steps are done from the setup and maintenance, which is done by warehouse manager. Okay, now we'll do the cycle counting. We'll do the cycle counting now. Cycle counting can be performed by whom? Warehouse operator.
Warehouse one.
Warehouse operator, he can perform. From the supply chain execution, go to inventory. And from the task list, switch to counts and click on create cycle count. Click on create cycle count, enter the name. Enter the name. And we are planning to count all the entire organization, right? We
Yes, sir.
selected entire
Yes, sir.
organization.
Yes.
So we have to select all the sub-inventories in our scope, including count. Select all and select including count. Okay. Now, what is the connection between this one and this one? What is the connection? Connection between part 1 and part 2. If I consider this as part 1 and this is part 2, what is the connection? Okay, I'm establishing the connection now. To the cycle counting, I'm attaching the ABS analysis, nothing but the climax step. Step number 3, I'm attaching to the step number 1. Here you can see. This is step number 3, right? Item assignment group. Okay, select that. Suppose in the future, if you made any changes here, if you made any changes in the sense right now item A is containing how many items? Class A is containing how many items? 2.
2.
Later class A you modify to 4 items. You do any change here, you have to synchronize. There is something called append changes. You have to select that radio button and you have to select this checkbox also, synchronize. Understood? This is part 1 and part 2 synchronization. In the future also, if you do any modifications, you have to come back and you have to select this radio button, select this synchronization checkbox. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm creating a cycle count and this is what I did in the first tab. First tab is nothing but again a scope, select the scope, and this is synchronization. Synchronization with the class and items with ABC group with cycle counting. Next screen. In the next screen, and you remember these approvals, right? In case of physical counting also, always means every item, irrespective of how much is the difference, it has to approve. Out of tolerance means I'm expecting 1% tolerance. If it is 1%, if the difference is within 1%, auto approve it. If the difference is more than 1%, then it will come for our approval. You know this, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And now, coming to the screen is nothing but the screen is name is schedule and approvals. Approvals, we discussed what is schedule. Schedule is nothing but how frequently you want to count these items. the frequency. Okay. Right now I'm selecting daily. What is weekly and what is by period? I'll explain you. Currently, I'm just selecting daily only. Currently. Okay. Now, the fourth tab is nothing but the fourth one and then fifth one. These two are nothing but. You can also count category also. What we are counting now, we are counting item stock, but you can also count a category stock also. If you are doing cycle counting based on the category, you have to enable this checkbox. If you enable this checkbox, then the category related tabs are enabled. The fourth one and fifth one is related to category. If you are doing the counting based on the category, enable this checkbox and this fourth and fifth get enabled. Okay. Now we are in the second tab, right? Yeah, we're done with the second tab. Now we are in the third tab. In the third tab, starting count sequence. Yeah, I want to count from the first item onwards, from the first sequence onwards. You see here sequence, right? I want to count from here. All the items I would like to count. This is my starting sequence. Okay. Let it be one itself. Maximum days before late. Suppose if you schedule counting daily, will it count on weekends, non-working days? No, it won't. So how many, as per the schedule, I'm expecting there could be 2 days delay because of the week off or because of non-working days. The cycle counting, what it will do is, it will not run the counting in the non-working days. It will not run, only it will run in the working days only. Okay, the remaining options I'll come back and explain. Important options I just covered. Now, fourth and fifth, as I mentioned, it's category-based counting. Coming to the sixth tab, is it enabled? No, it didn't enable because if you save it, see here what I'm doing. Let me go to the first tab. If I click on the save button, synchronization will happen. The synchronization will happen between the ABC analysis to the cycle counting. After the synchronization, this is going to be enabled. The sixth tab. Yeah, you see here, the sixth tab got enabled. Because you can see, since you synchronized, automatically class A and class B is defaulted. Did I enter class A and class B? Did I enter team?
No.
No, sir. No.
No,
It's
sir.
synchronized, right? It is synchronized. Okay. Now, class A contains how many items? Just one item, but actually it should be two. But coming to class B, how many items it should contain?
8.
8. But how many here you see? Just 3. I know what is the reason. For class A, okay, first item is there, but iPhone, this item is not there, right? In the class A. Why it is not there, I'll explain. Every item should be enabled for the cycle counting. Every item. Product management and product information management. And item, what is the item number? 53K FG 108. I'm doing the counting under which organization? Hyderabad, right? Okay, open the item in Hyderabad, or I opened item under Hyderabad, or under the specifications, under the inventory, Under the inventory, if I scroll down, this item is enabled for the cycle counting.
No, sir.
That is the reason. That is the reason it's not displayed over here. This item, whatever you see here, that is enabled for the cycle counting. That means during the item creation or during the item upload, you have to check with your client whether all the items are cycle count enabled items or not. And you have to make sure that if the client said yes, then you have to make sure for those items cycle count should be enabled as yes. Here is the first item, which is displayed there. And if I go to inventory, if I go to inventory, see here. Understood? What is the problem? Understood, team?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, what we can do is, I'm pulling all our items. I'm pulling all our items. And I will add a cycle count to my view. Cycle count is added here to the view or not? Let me check. It's added. Okay. Let me click on OK. It's added. And now since it's added to your view, you can perform mass update. You can perform mass update. Go to item mass changes and edit item attribute. Select all the items. Select all the items, go to actions and edit item attributes. Cycle counting, I'm selecting yes. First, you have to add cycle counting to your view. Okay. After that, perform this. Here I don't see 108 item. I see till 105 only. It's not properly selected or not all the items selected, is it?
The serial number item will have different.
Here all items are there. Let me try again. I'm selecting all using Control A. Using Control A, I'm selecting all. I go to actions and mass update, mass changes. I would like to edit item attribute. I want to enable cycle counting to yes. First of all, let me see where all the items are. Yeah. Now I see all the items are in the list now. Okay. All the items are covered. Now I'm gonna click on the next button. and click on submit. This I covered already, right? The mass update. I covered already this topic. The program is launched and this will update the cycle counting to yes for all the items. It's running. This will take few minutes time. Completed. Okay. Now if we cross check, again if you click on the search button, and if you scroll to the right, this is cycle count. You see here, it's S for all our items. Okay, clear? Now after updating it, again perform the synchronization. So for that, go to the first tab. Go to the first tab and click on the append changes and click on the synchronization. Click on append changes, click on synchronization and save it. Save it. Now if I go to classes and items, now you can see iPhone also here. Understood, team?
Yes, sir.
Why item is not displaying here? It's a browser issue. Okay, that's it. It's a browser problem. Item got added, but it's a browser problem. That's the item is not displaying. But you see the item description over here. Okay. Now in the second tab, frequency we selected daily, right? We selected daily, okay. Since you selected daily here, suppose if I enter 365 counts per year, if I enter 365, that means what will happen?
It counts on
It's
weekends
gonna
also.
count daily.
So all these items, this one is gonna count daily. But daily we work, there could be some week offs or holidays are there. How many working days in a year?
365.
How many working days? Approximately 220 around. If you remove week offs, public holidays and everything. I want this counting to happen only in the working days only. How the system will identify which is a working day, which is a non-working day? It will identify based on the calendar. You see this calendar?
Yes.
Okay, it's based on the calendar. So in the calendar, do you remember? Do you remember in the calendar, what is the week pattern we selected? 5 days or 7 days?
5 days, sir.
5. 5.
That means 5 means 5 working days in a week, right? Correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I'm opening procurement and org structure. So here I'm opening the calendar. Main is facility schedule. So this calendar, whatever the calendar that is defaulted to the cycle counting, you see this calendar, this is defaulted, right? How this is defaulted? How this is defaulted?
Assign that to the org.
Correct. While defining this ordination, we assign the calendar, right? That is defaulted. If you want, you can change here. If you want, you can select a different calendar, not the issue, but this is defaulted from the org. As per this calendar, I'm opening this calendar. As per this calendar, in the current year, how many remaining working days are there approximately? So this is from the current year, from January to December, right? This is created January to December. So in the current year, how many months already completed? 6 months already completed. We are in the 7th month, right? That means totally remaining how many months are there in the current year?
6 months.
6 months are there. So in the current year, how many approximately working days would be there? Approximately.
110.
110.
That's correct. So total working, so here we are following 5 days, 5 days week pattern. Okay. And also our total number of working days remaining in the current year is approximately
110.
110. Yeah. This is approximate number only. You need not to enter exact number. It's okay. Okay. Now, if I enter 110, that means from today till the end of the current year, these items are count daily, right? Suppose if I enter 55 here, if I enter 55, that means
Half of remaining year it will count.
day after day,
Alternate.
alternate days. Yes. Okay. This is daily counting. Suppose if I select weekly here, suppose if I go to classes, how many number of weeks in a year?
52.
52. So in our current working year, in 2023, how many remaining weeks are there approximately?
26.
26.
Understood?
Yeah.
Suppose if I enter 26, every week it has to count. Suppose if I enter 13 here, alternate weeks. Clear? Based on the schedule, daily or weekly, this number is going to be changing. Okay, team?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I want to go with the what is by period. I'll explain you later because it has a formula. I have to explain you the formula. It will work based on the formula. I will explain you later. Later in the sense today, after the completion of the topic, I'll explain you. I am selecting daily frequency and I'm going to the classes and items. In the current year, we have 110 remaining working days, right? I think it could be more less than 110, I think, because we also passed 8 days, right? Better to enter less number of working days only. If you enter more, it will throw error. Okay, I entered 100. Clear, right? Why I entered 100? Clear? Everyone clear? Not clear? Let me know. I'll
Yes, sir.
repeat.
Yes,
Yes, sir, clear.
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
Sir,
Ah,
sir, why the counting per year is mandatory field? Because we are counting in daily basis, right?
how many daily? Okay. The daily basis only, but you want to count daily or you want to count in alternate days? That's the meaning.
Okay.
So here you enter 100 means you are counting in the current year. In all the remaining working days, you are counting. If you enter 50 means in the current year, all the
Alternative.
alternative days you are counting. That's why this is mandatory.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, suppose here class B items are going to count alternate, right? Alternate. Okay. Suppose if I enter 25 here,
Once in 2 days. Huh?
once in 4 days.
Mhm.
Make sure application is going to count all these items 25 times in the current year, 25 times. Now, out of all this, I want to count this item daily. Only this one I want to count daily. But remaining, I'm okay if it count for every 4 days. Then enable this checkbox, include in every schedule. Include in every schedule. If this checkbox is enabled, the enabled checkbox item is going to count in every schedule, nothing but daily it will count. Kind of. Clear? Anyone
sir.
still not clear? Let me know. I'll repeat. Okay. Let me count all this one. Yeah. Review script, just review it. And click on save and close. Click on save and close. After that, we have to run a couple of programs. We have to run a couple of programs. 3 programs we need to run. First program is, if you go to actions, generate count schedules. This is nothing but according to our number entered there, it's going to schedule the items for the current year for the counting. The schedule is going to done. Generate count schedules. That's a program name. So this program also, it will check whether the number you entered, it's more than working days or not. Suppose if you have entered 300 there, 300 working days would be there. 300 working days would be there.
No.
No, sir.
This program is going to throw error. It is unable to schedule for 300 days. It will throw error. So what this program will does is, it's going to schedule the counting. It's going to schedule the counting for the upcoming days. Let's see this program. Yeah, it's thrown error. Let's see what the error. I am checking the log file. In the program log file, I'm checking. If any error is there, it will display here. Current date is not a working day. It is saying today is also not working day.
Today is a weekend.
Today is Saturday. weekend.
Correct. Because we selected 5 days working, right? Here. We selected 5 days working. What is the week pattern that we selected? 5 days week pattern. That's what is throwing error. Okay. Now let's do one thing. I'll select 6 days week pattern. I want 6 days week pattern. I'll select anything which is defined in the application already. Or 7 days also. Something is created 001, 7 days it seems to be. I am selecting that. 7 days. It's not taken. Let me delete and assign. I deleted and I'm assigning it. 7 days. It's a good example actually. If you get understood right, if you're getting errors, then you learn a lot. So since we got this error, then you understood the significance of this program. You understood the significance of the calendar also. Inventory calendar significance understood now. Why we define calendar, inventory calendar.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I
Yes,
modified
sir.
it to 7 days. 7 days working. Now let's run the schedule program again. Okay, go to actions. Click on generate count schedules. Let's see. So this program is gonna schedule the counting for the next working days in the current year. Now it's completed. Now it's completed successfully. Now the second program is generate count sequences. So this generate count sequences program is nothing but this is also I have run from the actions. So this will schedule and this generate count sequences in every schedule. In every schedule, how many items need to be counted, identified by this program. This program is scheduling. So basically how many days you wanted to schedule, you entered there and working days are there or not in the calendar, it will check and it will simply schedule. And in each schedule, how many items has to be counted, that is considered by this program. Okay. So what this program is doing, it is trying to schedule today, right? This program trying to schedule today, right or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Today, how many items has to be counted, that is identified by this program. Okay. Clear the importance of the two programs. This is also completed. Now the next important program is and you know this program, this is we discussed in the physical counting. Parameters I'm entering. And I want to display in this report, I want to display the system on hand and the current system serial numbers also. Any guess on what could be this report? Any guess on what could be this report?
Inventory
The
level, sir.
same report, yesterday we downloaded, sir,
Generate
for
the
physical
stock
count.
output.
Yeah, we will give this report to the store manager. They has to count whatever the items in this report. Okay. When you're sending this report to the store manager, do you want the current system on hand to be displayed in the report and the current system serial numbers to be displayed in the report? Yes, I selected this. Okay. And hit the submit button. So this program is scheduling, and this program is recognizing how many items to be counted on that particular schedule. Nothing but in today's schedule, how many items need to be counted, identified by this program. And those items are going to display in this report. And this report we have to send to the store manager. I'm selecting the report. And I'm going to download this in the Excel. So today, how many? It will take another 10 minutes to complete the topic. Everybody okay with, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Or do you want me to
Yes, sir.
stop by 8:10?
Yes, sir.
So meanwhile, can I ask one question?
Hmm.
Sir, these to generate this report, we run so many schedules, everything. So you business user can't do by himself, or he has to depend on the support team or me support from any.
We can actually schedule these programs.
Okay.
I'll show you how to schedule.
Because I don't know generally how it's happening related to the Oracle. That's why I asked this in
We
MNCs.
schedule the programs and they has to run also. If required, they has to run.
Okay.
Because even though you schedule, the programs are going to run on the schedule time. Suppose if the business users wants before that, they has to run manually.
Okay. Okay. So implementation guy, he will train them. They have to do like this activity.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
We need to train them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here, in today's schedule, how many items reported? In today's schedule?
2.
One item.
One item.
One item.
It reported one item and it has 2 revisions. That's why displaying in the 2 rows. Okay. Now here, somebody asked me, some of you asked me, counts per year. We entered counts per year, right? Here we entered counts per year 100. So this is nothing but application will make sure these 2 items these two items are gonna count in the current year 100 times. In the current year, application will make sure these two items are counted 100 times. Okay. Suppose from now, if the working days are, if the working days are 120 is there. Will it count 120 times? No, it will count only 100 times. That means for the remaining 20 days, what it will do? It will skip. That's what you see here. That's what you see here. That's why some items are skipped today. Why skipped today?
Only 50 times.
No. This is actually, I'm talking about only class A too. I'm talking about only class A. You mentioned 100 times in the current year. You want to
Sir, if it is skipping to 20 days, I mean, which 20 days we don't know, right?
no, we don't know. Which 20 days we don't know. So approximately, I'm just asking the Google, is there any direct number Google will give from today? How many working days are there? It's not giving any direct number. What I'm trying to explain you here. So from today, in 2023, from today, if the working days are, the remaining working days are, let us take remaining working days are, let us take 120. A class, we selected to count how many days? 100.
100.
That means there is a chance it can skip in any day, right? Because it has to count how many times in the current year? 100 only. But current working days, 120. It will skip, right? The items that are in class A, it will skip for 20 days, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, team? Clear?
Yes.
Because you
Yes,
entered
sir.
counts per year as 100. That means you want only 100 times counting. Daily you want to count, but you want only 100 times in the current 2023 year. But in 23 year, 120 working days are there. So it will skip. It will skip. It can skip also because you mentioned 100 only. If it's not going to skip, if this is going to run for 120 days, then what is the point of entering counts per year? No, right? There is no point of entering counts per year. When you enter counts per year, you want only 100 times to be counted in the current working year. That's why it has skipped some items. And that's why it's not reported in our report. Clear?
Okay, so then maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow.
Yeah,
will
you run it again.
Okay, then it will get count, right?
Yeah,
Maybe.
then it will get count. Make sure that, okay? Make sure that it will count on the number that you entered here. In the current year, it will run 100 times. It could be any day. It could be today or tomorrow or day after tomorrow or whatever.
Perfect.
Every item, it will make sure in the current year, it will run for 100 days. And here, every item, it will run 50 times, 50 times in the current year. It could be any day. It could be under any schedule. It's not in today's schedule. Maybe it's going to be in tomorrow's schedule. Clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we send this report to the store guy, and the store guy, he's going to enter what is the, who counted it? Who counted it? Mr. X has counted it. What is the count quantity for this item? Count quantity. Okay. I'm entering 1. And when it is counted, it's counted today itself. And here for the second item, 2 quantity. And who counted it? Comments. You want to enter any comments? You can enter. Who counted it? Mr. Y has counted it when it is counted today itself. So here, what is the system quantity? 600. This is system quantity, right? This column. And what is the counter quantity? Just 1. And here, what is the system quantity? 600. But what is the quantity in the warehouse? 2 only. A lot of difference. In the common center, huge difference. That's your observation. Correct? And the store manager is going to send this report back to us. Then what we have to do? We have to record in the application, right? Step number 5, approvals. Approvals. So far, good.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Thanks for the response. And now, yeah, open the cycle count that we created. Open it. Okay. Now go to actions and click on record. Click on record. So what is the quantity that is reported by the store manager? For revision A, he reported 1. And for revision, next revision, he reported 2 quantity. He reported 2 quantity. I'm recording that here. Okay, now click on the submit button. So how many items are coming for the approval? 2. Because these 2 items are out of the tolerance only. What is the tolerance that we entered? Within 1%, auto approve. More than 1%, come for the approval. So 2 items are marked for the approval. Now go to actions, click on approve count sequences. Click on approve count sequences, and if you approve, you know what will happen. If you approve, what will happen? The on hand get adjusted, right? Approve it and submit. The count sequence is approved too. That's it. Now we can verify the on hand. Verify the adjustments.
Sir, step for print cycle count planning, sir.
Correct, sir. Okay, this is step number 4. Step number 5 is record. Correct. And I have uploaded this notepad already in the drive. Did you observe? Yesterday itself I have
Yes.
uploaded. Record and then upload. Okay. Verify the adjustments. Last step. Supply chain execution, inventory. On inventory. Review completed transactions. Hit the search button. And you can see the adjustments as processed. What kind of adjustments? Cycle count adjustments. Accordingly, on hand is going to update. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now coming to schedule, we have how many options? Schedule, okay. One is daily, right? And other one is
Weekly,
weekly, and other one is
period.
I period.
by period.
By period.
What is by period? I'll explain you. There is a formula. Okay. I have uploaded that example in the drive already. If I go to inventory, cycle count schedule calculation, this is the document. Okay. If you see daily, one count schedule generates every day. Okay, I think you know daily and weekly, I don't want to repeat. Let's go to by period. What is by period? Here, if you see this example, this is the formula. This is the formula. What is the formula? So 131 into 52 by 225. Okay. This 225 is nothing but working days. And this 131 is nothing but, where is the formula? Let's say you have 131 items in class A and counts per is 52. Okay, you see here this 131 is nothing but how many items in that class?
131,
And you entered counts per year as
52 counts.
52. That means weekly ones, right? Okay, kind of. Okay, suppose how many working days here?
225.
225, which is how much? 31. So now for your understanding, suppose if I take some example here, you selected by period. In case of by period, what will happen? I'm explaining. Okay, by period case only this is. Let's take example class A containing how many items? 131 items. Okay, and you selected counts per year as 52. Remaining working days in the current year. Remaining working days in the current year, let us assume 225.
Sir, it is 152.
Okay, in the current year. Okay, so let's take 152. Okay, 50%. The current year. That means 2023. Or maybe let me take this as a generic example. Working days in the year. Now it's 225, right? Okay. Now what is the formula? Formula is number of items multiplied by counts per year divided by working days. Okay. Now if we interpret this, the number of item is 131 into counts per year is 52. That value divided by 25. Correct? $131 into, why you are not telling me this is 52, right? 131 into 52. Sorry. By working days 225.
Fine.
Okay, now what is the number we got? Some 30 point whatever, some 27 or whatever. In class here, how many items are there totally? 131, right? Day 1 it will count how many items? 30 items. Day 2 it will also count 30 items. Day 3 also it will count 30 items. Day 4. So here out of 131, here out of 131, how many items covered so far? 90.
90.
So day 4 remaining 30. That means how many our items are covered?
11.
120. 120 covered so far. What is remaining?
11.
11.
11.
11.
sir.
But in every schedule, how many items it has to count?
30.23.
30. It will take round number only. It has to count how many? 30.
30.
So, but in this schedule, we have remaining how many items?
11.
11
11.
only. That means how many it has to count again?
19.
19.
Okay. Now till here, it won't repeat. It won't repeat. In day 1, 30 items are counted. In day 30, remaining 30 get counted. Day 3, remaining 30 get counted. Day 4, remaining 30. It won't repeat the items till now. But here, it will repeat. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Understood, team? Day 1 counted item, it will not count in day 2. Day 1, day 2 counted item, it will not count in day 3. Clear? It makes sure it covered all the items under 131, under the class A. It covered all the 131 items. Now the repetition will start. Clear?
Sir,
Yes.
so from that 19 is from day 1 again?
Yes, I mean it could be any item.
Okay.
It could be day 1 item or day 2 item, whatever item. Even till here item won't be repeated. That 131 items, it won't repeat till here. I mean to say till day 4, it won't repeat. Day 5, 19 items, it will repeat. It could be any item. It could be day 1 item, day 2 item, or whatever. Alternate it will become. Clear?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Everyone good?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Sir.
This is formula. By period is a formula. This is a formula. Number of items into counts per year by working days. Okay. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If any questions are there, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you on Monday.
Sir, any application on by period is
Any application.
in what we call the I mean any example like that. By
This is-
period means
This is the example
mean-
only. I mean, how frequently business wants to count. Okay. If they want to count on a fixed daily or weekly, they go with it.
Okay.
Fixed with daily, every week, every day, then they go with this. Then this is kind of a random counting, right? By period is kind of a random counting.
Okay, sir.
Okay. See you tomorrow, Tim. It's already 8:30. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll start my next class. Okay. I'll upload this document to the drive immediately. Thank you all. Bye.